So that's the thing. So I went to the gym the day before yesterday, and I'm gonna try to incorporate that as a priority. So that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, though, like just things at work are somewhat settled, but like no, I don't feel attacked anymore. But I do feel like more motivated to like just cause change, and because like my outspokenness was well transmitted and well understood by a lot of people other than maybe the big corrupt directors, you know. So I'm actually like this year we're not having a Christmas party because we don't have the budget and this and that. So it's like I'm actually throwing one at my own cost for everybody. I have like a short term rental company, so I'm gonna give that, and I'm gonna provide food for all employees and just take that upon myself. And I feel really good about that just because like my whole outcry for the vice president and all of this was like the team motivation has went down. So
Mhm.
now I feel like this is motivating to the team to like have something good, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's coming this month and just work is a lot.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in general, you're doing better.
Yeah, doing better. I'm coping with it better. I'm honestly like your the sessions with you have helped me so much. I was like telling everybody about them, and they were like, "Oh, like you got so lucky with your psychologist." But like them, they're like, "Oh, we had to go a few times." And especially what you told me about the Holocaust survivor, how they're in constant trauma and stuff. I've been like saying that, and they're like, "Wow!" Like even nurses that think they know like so much about stress. When I was telling them that, they're like, "Whoa, we never knew that." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah.
like go see my."
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
So yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you find the sessions helpful. That's
Yeah.
what's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no more panic attacks.
No, because I've just been letting out the anger.
Hey,
Oh man.
you're cured.
Yeah, yeah. Now I need to come see you for anger management, but oh man.
We solved one problem, created another one.
But yeah, like an example of that is like I don't know, there's things at work and stuff. I'm so much more vocal now, and like people have nothing to say. Like I'm saying in a way that's like I'm confident. I'm not my voice is not quivering anymore, that what it
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah. Feel like this really helped me just see that like the bring out really the leader in me, because I'm just not gonna go along with the herd. And all this time I was kind of fearful of. I mean, it's not totally cured. I'm still a little bit fearful of the repercussions. Of course, I think that's necessary, but at the same time, I'm not like I said, my voice is a bit stronger now. So like I'm happy of kind of the change in me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you for the support. Honestly,
Yeah.
but
Good.
now I have a little bit of another thing that I'm like kind of thinking how to go about it, because the administration of my parents' condo, there's a lot of corruption there. Like I'm getting, because I'm so outspoken, the people that are scared to speak up are sending me information, kind of like the whole work situation. But here we go again. So I'm getting checks that they cashed without like proper signatures and stuff. Kind of seems like they're stealing a little bit from the corp of the building that I live in, like my parents' condo. The condo fees and everything. They're just kind of like the people in the administration are stealing that a little.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah. And so now we were there's a bunch of people that are like super upset, and they want to go about the law, and people kind of know me. Like I also have a renovation company, like I have my RBQ permit. So I offered to do some of the renovations there, and I gave them a really good quote, but they didn't go with me, and I was okay with that. I was like, whatever. And then they went with a company that's like three times more expensive, but the work is like trash. Like the things are cracking right now. It's been a few months since they did it. So then now, like an insider in the administration, one of the black sheeps there, like sent me the quote that they paid them. So now I realize they paid them three times more than my company, and the work's not complete, and the work shit, and it's a friend of one of the guy in the administration, and the receipt doesn't have a RBQ permit, which is like illegal. You can't do work in a like 100 unit building with no permits. So all that shit, a lot like me at this point. Like when I know something, I'm like can't
Yes.
can't let it go. So now people are using that as a like people are using me as an ammo now. They're like, oh, you here's all the information. So he's sending me like checks that they cashed that with the wrong signature and this and that and all these inside information. And now they have their assembly on November 21st, where like everybody in the building's gonna come, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk for the first time, and I'm gonna bring to light all everything that's happening. So definitely,
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be the first time that I'm
This is
really,
good.
huh?
This is good. This is good.
You think it's good?
Yeah, because there's an injustice going on,
Oh my god, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Well, I mean, are you telling me that they're stealing money?
yeah. It looks
Uh,
like it. Yeah, it really does look like it.
no, that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I live in a condo.
Okay.
Find that out. Oh my God, I'd be.
Yeah, there's a lot of suspicious thing. Like for instance, I've been asking for a parking, like a additional parking for my renovation in my company for so long, and they keep telling me, "Oh, there's no parking, and if you park there, we're gonna tow it. We're gonna tow it." So now I had to like park so far away, and then I find out through this everything that's coming out now that the one of the syndicate members hogs 8 of the syndicate parking lots, and he rents them to himself, and then he sub rents it to his tenants because he has 8 units in the building, and that's people find it very suspicious, you know. So then whenever I'm like, oh, where's the wait list? How do I get a parking? They're like, you can't go to this guy, go to this guy. But that guy's like, there's no parking. But that's because he's hogging everything and subleasing it for an extra price, you know.
Are they really his?
It's not his. It belongs to the administration. But since he's part of the administration, he's just taking over it, you know.
I think that's illegal. You
Yeah,
can't do that.
it is illegal. But you see, nobody has had the like nobody has actually went about it with the law. But me, I don't mind. So that's why they're so scared. Like they're so scared that they asked me to be a part of the admin. Like these corrupt people actually asked me to be part of it, and I was like, no, like I'm not gonna be like that. After they asked me to be a part of it, I told them I really don't have enough time. But and then they said you don't have to have enough time. You can just be part of it. And then after that made me realize like why do you want to pay me but like I'm not doing any work. I'm telling you I don't have time, and he's telling me don't worry, you don't have to do any work. You just come a part of it. Then I was like, this seems suspicious. Then I started looking into it, and I'm like, whoa, they wanted me a part of it because they didn't want me to be against them. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, a lot of people are telling me that in the building, like the third guy, and then
They
administration is
were
like,
scared. They were scared.
yeah,
You're close. Keep your enemies close.
yeah, yeah. So then I'm like, yeah, that's what made me like more woke because I'm like, why do you want me? I'm telling you I'm not gonna do enough work, and they're like, here, take my money, take our money. And I'm like, what the heck, you know? So
Wow.
yeah. So I'm preparing for that, like right now too. Like I'm just trying to. I have to get everybody aware that there's no transparency. You know, like they don't disclose anything. They just said, "Oh, we spent $200,000 on renovations this year." It was normally almost always 80K, and now we have this new member that's a friend of the administration. And now it's 200K, but there's no breakdown. It just says 200K. Like, what is 200K? So that's really weird. So I'm trying to make like a detailed paper document that I could pass out to people. I'm not gonna actually. They have enough enemies that will pass it out, and then try to cause some change there. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, why am I doing this? What's the trade off? But then I'm like, if I don't do it every time I press the elevator button, I have to see the stuff that they're doing. I'm like, it annoys me, you know. Sometimes I wish I was blind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh man. Yeah, that's why it's like a lot of the times, like, I don't want to see it, I don't want to hear it, because I'm just like, if I see it and I hear it or something, then it really, really, like, irks me, you know? Like, the other day, like, if somebody, like, does anything to me, like, on the street, I'm gonna fight back, you know? So the other day, like, I woke up and my cat, like, got startled and he scratched me, and I had to go on Monday to get vaccinated and all this. I normally don't walk anywhere, I take the car, but this time I was walking, and there was an old man. I think he was like on drugs and stuff. He was just like yelling at me. He was like, "Oh, pretty woman," and I was like whatever. Let me just keep walking, you know. And then I kept walking, and he was shouting, and then so much so that I was like looking at my phone. I was like, I'm not gonna get triggered. I was telling myself, this is not worth the battle. Just walk, you know. And then he's like, "Oh, if you're on your phone, you're not as pretty if you're on your phone." Da da da. And I was like, "Oh, just I
Oh
have too
my
much
God.
stuff." And then he was like, "You're fucking ugly because you're not looking at me." And then I was like, "Oh hell!" I was like telling myself like, Like hold it together because this is not worth it. You know, like I got so much stuff going on. I was like, that's not worth it. Then I went to the vaccination center, and then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I let it go, but not because I'm scared. It's because he cannot handle me. But what if another woman like walks by and then this shit happens? It's not right. So I called the police and I told them, and then the police came and blah blah blah. And then my fiance left work and came, and it was like a little bit of a big scene there. But the police told me like he's known and he's basically known and he's like crazy and stuff like that. But I was like, she shouldn't be on the streets like this because you just it's uncomfortable to walk. Like he's yelling at you and following you.
But most homeless people are mentally ill.
Yeah.
Know that, right? Yeah, they're mentally ill and they have addiction and yeah. So,
but make America great again. Like make the streets safe again. Like I want them to leave them outside. They're just yelling at people. So
you're right.
Yeah, I put a little bit of on my story because I filmed it on my Instagram, and then it's such a small world because his ex tenant like follows me, and I have a very small circle, by the way, and it's private account and everything. It was just a sheer coincidence that his tenant was like, yeah, the police came to me 2 weeks ago, 2 3 weeks ago, and they said that his girlfriend is missing, and they fear that he did something to them. And yes, I had like shivers because the reason why I called the police, because I was thinking about it. It was I didn't act on impulse as per usual. I was just thinking. I was like, somebody that gets so mad at rejection like this, like just because the girl's not looking at him and you're like, oh, you're fucking ugly. Like you went from pretty to you're fucking ugly. That delta was like, yo, this guy is like more than just a person that's trying to hit on you, more than homeless. This guy is like weirdly aggressive, and can't get rejected. So then that's what made me call the police. I'm like, this is like a menace to women. And then when she told me that, I was like, maybe I'm connecting the dots too much, but like it was like alarming. But why is my psychotherapist speechless?
You are like the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Well, you're looking for all. Well, you're not looking for them. I guess they kind of appear to you, all these injustices, and like you're the person that can make change.
I don't want to be because I have so much problem.
But this is what happens. You see?
Yeah.
It's like for some reason it always appears in front of you, but you're the right person to actually do something about it. Nobody does anything about all this stuff.
Yeah. That's why I was like, after that happened, I was like, yo, there's God. Because what if he actually did do something? Like 1% he did do something. Maybe me calling the police actually showed them, like, look, there's a pattern here that's like aggressive to women for no reason,
Yes.
So.
No, called the police.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And I was so close not to, because that day I was like just thinking like there's so much stress. I just found out I'm pre-diabetic. I just found out I'm so stressed. I have lack of sleep. My heart rate's high. Like all of this stuff. And now I have to get vaccinated. And my work's waiting on me for deliverables. I was like, let's not make this a big deal and call the police. But then like thought about it and I quick decision, So yeah. Oh, sometimes I just want to like, yeah.
Are you worried?
I'm worried just because I don't know where my priority lies anymore. Just because, like, I'm asking myself why I get so triggered about these things, and I really don't want to be, because I know if I see it, I'm gonna fix it. Like, I'm a problem solver, and that's why I went into engineering too. Like, I love getting problems and solving them, but at the same time, now I'm like, I can't even solve my own problems because I don't have enough time, because I'm too like worried about, I don't know, the work problems and people that got laid off. Well, at the end of the day, maybe I should think a little bit more selfishly and be like, I didn't get laid off. Why am I putting all my effort here? Why am I going to see a lawyer for $800 an hour when I'm not laid off? Why am I finding that information out for people, Or like,
because you're a worrier.
Sorry?
You're a worrier.
Oh, like, how do you spell that? Is that a worry, like WORRY?
No,
or
worry. You worry.
Okay.
This is why you want to be proactive.
Okay.
You try to control. You're a little controlling. No, you try to control the situation.
Yeah, I am. I'm like a micromanager.
Yeah, so that you don't feel bad. any controlling behavior has to do with bad feelings. People control so they don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
People so they don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
So I'm controlling so I don't feel bad.
Yes. So you don't feel either anxious, so you don't feel angry, so
Yeah.
you feel whatever negative feeling. This is why we control. It's all
Okay.
about our feelings.
Okay, what about controlling in a relationship? How because there's like abusive.
Yeah. You're controlling in your relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an example.
uh, okay, wait, like what's an example? Can you give me an example of like a toxic control versus a normal control? Like, and I'll tell you if I'm the toxic
Okay, so
control.
I'll tell you like a really common thing that people do in terms of controlling relationships, like these days. So often, uh, we'll say the girlfriend will go to her boyfriend and take his phone and say, you can't follow these people.
Oh
Like,
hell no! That's to me that's an insecure.
yeah. Well, hold on. So that's one example. Okay,
Okay.
that's a lot about. This person is trying to control his behavior. Why? So she could control her feelings of insecurity,
Mhm.
jealousy,
Mhm.
and fear that she's going to lose him. This
Mhm.
is why she's trying to control that. Another thing is, well, you have to be home at this time
Mhm.
because I don't want to feel anxious.
Mhm.
I don't want to feel insecure.
Mhm.
I don't feel angry if we eat late.
Mhm.
So it's all about our feelings when we try to control the other person.
So controlling is to prevent that worry, right?
Yeah, it's to prevent feelings.
Okay.
It could be worry. It could be anxiety. It's typically anxiety, worry, jealousy, insecurity.
Okay. I could totally see how that plays a role with my mom because my mom's extremely controlling, but that's also because she doesn't want to have her like hysteria episodes or this and that, you know. So she controls right before she breaks down like that, and when she sees that lack of control, because now we're just like, no, I'm gonna throw it away. What are you gonna do about it? Then she goes
Freaks out.
crazy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could see how
Even
that applies. Yeah.
like parents, when they tell you come home at this time, it's not because they want to control when they want to control when you come home so they don't worry and they can
Oh.
go to sleep.
Oh, that makes so much sense. But yeah, I judged by that definition, I don't think I'm controlling in the relationship. At least with the examples that you gave, just because I'm with a partner that I feel that is equal to me in some sense, you know. So I feel like he has good judgment and that like I could let him. I don't have to have a leash on him because he's just like me in that sense that he could do whatever and he'll do the right thing, you know. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you're
So
controlling then in your relationship.
sorry.
You're not controlling in your
I
relationship.
guess not by your definition, but as a person, I would say I'm controlling because I don't know if I have the right definition of controlling, but I do micromanage a lot of stuff, like controlling my own life at least. But my fiance, I think I would be like adamant of what I want and what should be done in certain aspects, you know, especially with the business or something. But yeah, I don't hold the ultimate power either. It's not like he's like, I'm like, I want this and that's the only thing that can happen, but I don't know.
You hold the ultimate power.
I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm definitely like I think you told me this that I'm definitely after I spoke to you, I googled it. I'm definitely not passive and he's definitely passive, you know? Like yeah,
Are you assertive
a hundred
or
percent.
aggressive? You're not aggressive.
Well, I think there's a fine line there.
Yeah, because there's the three of them. You're aggressive, assertive, or passive.
Definitely not passive. I think like if it was a spectrum, I'm more on the assertive side. But
Good. That's the healthiest one.
sorry.
That's the healthiest one.
But I don't know. Sometimes, well, it's not like I throw anything or I punch somebody. Or, I'm not physically aggressive, but I will, I will maybe blackmail you a little bit if I have to. If you're the syndicate, you know, like that's what I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in this meeting that I'm telling you about, telling them all the facts and this and that, And if they're not coherent to that, I'm going to put everybody in an ultimatum that, look, you either change up the administration and you add more people that are unbiased and not add friends of friends of friends, or I'm going to sue you. And if,
I agree. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So is that aggressive?
If it's done respectfully, no.
How do you do, what's respectful versus not respectful in this?
It's assertive. But so when you're assertive, you're always respectful. Okay. You hear the other person. Okay. You're respectful, you hear the other person, but you also express what you need and what you're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Here's
swear. I don't throw things. I'm not like that.
aggressive as that. Like
Okay,
fuck you, this is what's happening,
okay,
and
okay, okay. No, I'm not aggressive.
is my language. That's aggressive.
Yeah. I used to be like that though, not the, but then when I was 15 years old, 15, I started my first job and I got quickly promoted to assistant manager, and I was the youngest assistant manager. So then that's the moment where I realized it was just a cinema guzo, it was just a cinema. And that's when I realized that you can't, like, you need to be professional in order to accomplish stuff the right way. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so
that's when people will listen to you. Otherwise, they're just gonna think you're aggressive.
yeah, so that young thing, before that I was really aggressive, I would say, but after that I changed my ways a little.
Good.
Yeah.
So, give me an example of how you like to micromanage.
What is the kind of, let me Google the definition of micro. I think it's just like little stuff, like with the business and stuff. I'll just be like, I want this, I want that, I want, like, if I delegate a task to my fiance, I will not fully delegate it to him because I will look through like a lot of the stuff and just be like, okay, where are you right now? Like, what about this idea? What about that? Like, it won't. I don't know if I could just let him do something. But he also doesn't. He also really likes that help. Like, for instance, I wanted to have a website. Trying to implement something, and we said on the houses that we rent out, we're gonna make our house into like an escape room too. So it'll be like a like interactive like Airbnb. So we're trying to do that right now, and he's implementing the feature. But I'm just like, wait, I'm gonna come up with the questions for the escape room and this and that. But he's also not that creative, so it kind of helps him too. But you see, I can't just like let him go and just be like do whatever because I feel like it's gonna be.
Anxious, he's not going to do a good job.
I think I'm not. I think that there's gonna be a lot of rework after. Like, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be like, can you change this? Can you change that? And then it's just like a wasted implementation. So let's try to catch those things early on.
And how are you going to feel if you have more work to do?
Then I'll be annoyed. You see, that's the problem.
That's it. That's the feeling.
Okay.
You don't want to be annoyed, so you micromanage.
Yeah, yeah. Because after that, I'm gonna have to redo it, right? So then, or I'm
Right.
gonna have to ask him to redo it. So yeah, okay, I see that. I'll accept
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Always comes back to a feeling.
Yeah. So does that make me controlling?
That makes you have a tendency to control.
Okay.
Don't label yourself because that's who you might identify with it and then become even more controlling, but you tend to control because you don't want to feel annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to understand that because once you start to understand it, you kind of let go of the need to control. You should only control things that you can. You can't really control other people.
Yeah.
You think you can't, because ultimately people have agency and they'll do what they want.
Mm-hmm. But I think like with my fiance, like, let's say he didn't meet me, he wouldn't be the same person he is, and that's because I kind of molded him like to my liking.
Okay.
And why is that funny?
You molded him to your liking. Okay, good.
But like, it's like I asked him, recently too, because of like I was asking him, like, he feels the same. He feels like he wouldn't have been the same person if he didn't meet me. And then he says like he likes that, like, I keep him so accountable. I'm not yeah. So I think it works. It's not like he lost himself. Because I was kind of scared of that after realizing that subconsciously I did mold him, and looking back at it 6 years later, I was like, wow, you're exactly who I wanted to be, but I don't think in his purest form he's exactly who I wanted it to be. And I did think about it recently, like, am I changing him too much? But he doesn't think that.
Well, I mean, if he feels like he's better with you, I guess.
I think so. That's what he's telling me. I don't know if he's telling me that because he's like scared to say otherwise. I don't know.
What do you think?
I think, I think that like the most recent fight that we had, it was something with like did I tell you that mango juice story where he wasn't like confident and returning the mango juice and then I yelled at him and
I
then
don't think.
okay. Yeah, it was basically like I don't know. He was. Oh yeah, no, no. I did tell you. That's why you were. He was saying that. He's passive. It's just that like we got a really bad mango just one of on our first dates, and I told him to go return it, and then he's like, okay, why, whatever, and then he ended up doing it. Okay, but
Uh,
that yeah,
I remember now.
yeah.
Yes.
So I want
Yeah.
him to be more like of an authority and stuff like that, just in life, you know, and not just be so okay, whatever. I got ripped off. It is what it is, type of thing.
You
And
wanted to stand up for himself.
yeah, and he does, but he does at like a different weird moments, like where he's using a gym pass that's under not his name or his Costco card that's his dad's name, and then he gets caught, and then he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Don't fight for that. You're in the wrong." Like like
Yeah.
so that's one of the things I told him. I'm like, "Yeah, you find out like no one's gonna be able to pick on him. Like he's not a easy target either, but at the same time, he's not like me either. So I want him to be more like me a little."
Well, you are going to rub off on him a little bit. He will pick up from you for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but he picked it up at the Costco worker and the gym membership lady. It's like, oh, not like that. But yeah, I think I think he understands now because I did like kind of put him in an ultimatum now too. I said like you either change or you're not the one.
Okay.
uh,
Oh, you're funny.
Well, because just because lately I see my life headed like on a different path, like I didn't choose to advocate for my coworkers. I didn't choose to advocate for the whole syndicate of the building. Like these things, like last year, if you would have told me this, I would have been like, I'm not wasting my time. What's the payout in this? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But now, as I'm growing up a little, I'm seeing that not everything is about, okay, what's the payout in life? Sometimes you just want to do it for your own satisfaction, and the way that me and him operated, because we do our business together, we're both engineers and this and that, we always were like very money focused on what's the return on investment, da 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 da. And now I feel myself more charitable with my time, so
Oh, nice. I like that.
thank you. But so then I want him to be on that same level of frequency. And honestly, he's way more charitable than me, like as a person. But I just think that he didn't understand the wavelength that I chose now. Especially because he was away from me for 1 month because of his pancreatitis and blah, blah, blah. He went to Toronto. He's initially from Toronto. And so we had like the worst month of our relationship that time because during that time is when I was going through everything. I started talking to you, like all the stress and everything, and my pre-diabetic and everything was happening to me at once. And at that time, I felt really alone. So
Mm.
that's what. But he's back now for like 2 days, and we're trying to work through it. But I feel like there's gonna be more change that comes to him because now I'm at a different wavelength, and now I'm trying to ask him, okay, now can you meet me at this wavelength? Like I molded him so much, and now I want to remold him into something else, and now I see it now, and I'm asking it myself, and I'm asking him, is it fair? Like, do you want to be?
Yeah, Brenda, you can't keep changing him. You can't change him, period.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
But I feel like it did.
You might bring out some good qualities that he has. You may have been able to do that. Changing core personality, you cannot. Core personality is there.
Yeah.
You may have encouraged him to change certain behaviors. Yes, you could definitely do that, but you can't change who he is.
Yeah. No, I don't want that
Who
either.
he is will always come out.
Yeah.
But why do you always have to? It means you're not happy with him.
No, no, I'm super happy. It's just that now that I see, like, in a way, like, it's the first time I'm actually saying this, but I thought about this. Let me know if it's wrong, but all this time I saw him as equal. Like we're both little software engineers. We're just like working for somebody and doing this side business on the side. Now I'm seeing myself more of like a leader, like not even at work. Like I see myself as better than the directors that we have. And I want to level up to that personality and that character, right? And now I'm looking at him like, are you just going to be an employee all your life, or are you going to like also be a leader?
At the same but if what if he wants to be just because he doesn't want the stress, he doesn't want what if he does want to be an employee? What does that mean to you?
Just maybe I'm gonna tell you that it's okay, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel like when it happens, and you know, because like I said, I went for somebody that's an equal to me always. I always saw myself having a partner that's an equal education, somewhat equal finances. You know, I always wanted equal. So
Yeah.
so yeah. Now I'm thinking like, okay, are we? Is there a more less of an equal now?
Have you talked to him about that?
I don't know if I did because it's been so like no, not maybe not to the example of like how I gave you.
I think you should.
But what
Not
does
that
that
anything.
mean? Like, how does he change? Because he's very like you tell him something and he's gonna act on it. He needs action points, right? So if I tell him this, like, what am I actually telling him? Go look for vulnerabilities at your work and fight with your directors. Like, what am I actually asking of him?
Is that what you're asking him?
No, but he's the type of person that's like he might mistranslate it, and also like me telling him this, like I don't know, like he needs like bulletproof points of like what am I asking of you?
What are you asking of him?
I don't know. I'm just trying to ask him like not asking anything. I'm just scared that like the equality will change as I'm more headed towards this new route. Maybe there will be an imbalance, you know, and I'm fearful. Maybe that this is what it is. That I'm fearful and I'm trying to control his personality because I'm worried that this imbalance will break our dynamic. There.
Fear.
Now I'm the
Yeah.
psychologist.
Very good. Well, you have to tell him.
Yeah.
You have to start from I'm afraid
Mm-hmm.
that. And so what would that mean to you? Like you have to ask him too. Like, would you wanna meet me where I'm at? Or because you know what might happen, Brenda, you might feel like you've outgrown him.
Yeah, I see relationships fall apart for that, and I'm scared.
Yeah. It happens. It does.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to talk about it. Communication is the single most important thing
Yeah.
in a relationship. How we communicate, how often we communicate, what we communicate. It's so important. If you keep talking, you won't have a problem because you'll know each other. Like so, you won't have issues like that.
Mm. I'll talk to him today, but yeah, no, this is exactly the fear. It's exactly this that I'm gonna outgrow him.
I know.
Yeah. But I really love him. Like, yeah, I really think he's perfect. Like, every time I look at him today and everything, I'm like, you're perfect. But I'm scared that, like, it will change. And it might not.
It doesn't have to. If you're talking and he tells you, "Look, I want you to shine,"
Yeah.
he tells you, "I want you, reach for the stars, shine, do your thing," and yeah, I'm gonna be an engineer because I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go into. You want him to go into management? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think he. That's the thing. I don't think he does because he's really, really smart with like the cryptocurrency. He's really smart with the property investments. You know, like he bought a condo in duplex. He bought a duplex in Longoy for $300,000 because he looked at the person that had the expired listing, went knocking on their door and said, "Sell me the house instead of going through a realtor." So he does stuff like that. He got another duplex in Laval for 500 or 420. Like he's getting these crazy deals because he's like door knocking and hunting down expired listings with the realtor platform. Like he's talented. He's really is talented. So I understand when he says like, yeah, he doesn't really care that much about his 9 to 5.
So let him just buy condos and duplexes.
Yeah, I know.
Let him do his thing, and do your thing.
But you know what it is? It's that like we're both engineers, and I feel like we should innovate. Like if you ask me where I see myself in 10 years from now, I want to mix like construction and AI and stuff because that's my two fields right now, and that was inspired by him. He started this house. He's the one that got me into houses. Okay, like buying a house. I saw him buy a house for his parents, like not for his parents, but he did the whole transaction. And then he was like, "Oh, I know all this." And then I was like, "Wait, if you can do it, I can do it." And then I bought my little condo in Ottawa, and that's how we started. We started competing with each other, but a healthy competition, you know. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, wait, we're more than just investors in real estate. We're both engineers, and I feel like if I could have another me in terms of an engineer, we can innovate this like whole industry to a degree. Uh,
Brilliant.
yes, but I need that. So I need like I don't want to change his dream because this is my dream, right? So I'm telling him, oh, support my. You could support it, but I think I'm asking for more than support. Like I'm asking for a relationship and a business partner and a stakeholder. You know, like
Yeah, it could work.
yeah. But maybe that's not for him. Maybe he wants a more simplistic
Right.
lifestyle. This
Build
that.
boundaries anyway. Like even if he is your partner, your your husband, all that, you'll need some boundaries so it doesn't get murky, blurry, complicated.
Yeah, and he says that all the time too. He says like like oh we're fighting about business. This that like he's like you know I know he it we both feel like the business affects our relationship negatively, but also at the same time I kind of wouldn't have it any other way because he's really smart and I feel like we're really good two brains for the business, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So what I do when I yell at him, I'll tell him like, "Oh, I don't want a business and a partner." And when's the last time we went on a date? Because every Saturday and Sunday we're just like running around for business, business, business. We never go on dates, you know?
You go on a date.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And when he says that, he'll do it. Like he tried to take me to an escape room, just like last Saturday when he came, whatever. But then it's like it happens once. It happens every time I shout about it. It'll happen that same weekend. But not it's not a continuous like spontaneous thing, you know. So
Yeah. Nurture your relationship.
yeah, but yeah, I could deal with a lot more stress than him. That's why I could deal with like 10 million things at once. He's not like that. So I feel like he'll do anything to please me, and I feel really sad that like if I tell him this, if I have this conversation, he's gonna wake up tomorrow and he's gonna be like, okay, how could I help you support da, 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 and he's actually gonna really walk the talk. But in that whole thing, what if he's losing his own dreams? What if it's too stressful on him, but he doesn't want to stress me out, So he's selfless. He's one word to describe him is selfless.
Sometimes you have to be selfish though.
Yeah, he needs to be selfish. Yeah,
Because if you're always selfless, that means that you always put others before yourself.
he puts me before myself, no doubt.
That's nice for you, but for him, he will probably end up feeling like he neglects himself or he abandons himself.
Yeah,
He needs to have that too. Like he needs to ask you for what he needs. He needs to put himself first. Sometimes it can't always, because eventually down the line he'll feel a little bit like, like I always put you first. Your needs are always met, but what about me? Eventually it will be what about me?
I think it's already. I saw little traces of that.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like especially this one month we're fighting since he was there. He did one time like I don't know. It was he said like oh like I've been quiet for 6 years and I was like what does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then he's like no I shouldn't have said that. And to this moment I don't know what he said. But.
Tell him, sometimes, I really appreciate that you're selfless and you do things for me and blah, blah, blah. But tell him sometimes you have to be selfish.
Mm,
Sometimes you have to put you first.
yeah.
Doesn't mean gonna hurt me. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that, you need to take care of yourself first and your needs.
Yeah.
If we're happy with ourselves, we put the other person's needs first, we feel neglected, like we don't matter. Every time you put somebody else's needs before your own, when you don't really want to, or when it's repeated, the message you give yourself is, I don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
This matters.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't feel good. It's unconscious,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
If you do it, of course he's gonna put you first sometimes, like we all do that. That's okay. But if it's always, no.
Yeah.
Now he will resent you one day. Might be like 10 years from now, but he will resent you. His fault, but he'll resent you.
No, that's like that's the way that's awakening. Cause yeah, I could sense this. It's like book definition of where it's headed, right?
Yeah.
Cause the more I saw this thing and it was like, oh, you give a woman your finger, they'll ask for your arm. You ask for your arm, they'll ask for your leg. It's like I am like that. It's like he shows me that he's capable of all this, and I'm like, okay, but like, what more? What more? What more? And I see it as okay. Well, yeah, that's just me. Yeah, I need my requirements to be made, and then he sees it as well. Yeah, thank you. You're pushing me to be better, but he might get tired, one day, and I might. Yeah, so do you do like two people in one sessions type of thing? Like if I were to like invite him.
Yeah, we could do that. If you want couples therapy, I could only see you for 1 or 2 sessions, but then I'd have to refer you because I've already seen you a few times and I would be biased. I would be on your side. So you would need a therapist that doesn't know him to do couples therapy. But if you wanted to bring him for 1 or 2 sessions to just discuss a few topics, we'd have to know what we're talking about. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Okay, okay. Can we do that next?
Yeah, you want to bring him in next session?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? We have to be clear. Because, there's confidentiality. I can't tell him anything that you've told me.
Well, what if I waive my confidentiality?
You can.
Yeah, I will, because honestly, like nothing I told you is new to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is new to him just because it's like the depth of it. Because me, I'm thinking of you as the professional, so I'm just dumping everything on you. But I do dump on him
Mm-hmm.
too. But yeah, I nothing is confidential that I told you, and between maybe before
Yeah.
that, yeah, like I want to talk about like outgrowing, but before that, I wanted to tell you about something that really affected me, so maybe I'll hold one more session with us.
Okay.
It's that he knows this too, but I don't think I ever fully overcame this. Is that my relationship before him? Okay, like it was a 4 year relationship, and he was never the person that I wanted to be with, and every time I tried to like end it and everything, he would start crying, and essentially like how I got out of it, like I cheated on him because I kissed my ex, and then I went back to him and I told him this is what happened, and then we broke up. But this time, like it was like really weird, but I don't know why I did it like that, because I just felt like I couldn't get out, you know and I felt like,
You couldn't get it?
yeah, I just felt like I couldn't get out. Like it was 4 years, like we both like I didn't want to, like in the beginning when I wanted to get out, he was like he would cry, and then I would just shut up because I felt really bad. And then afterwards I got too comfortable. Like I felt like okay, I could do whatever, and he's so nice. But then my core criterias of what I wanted in a man was never met, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
so I tried to change him and all of this, and then there was so much pushback, and essentially like we both couldn't get out because every time we take a break we just end up back together. It was on and off for so long until I kissed my ex, and that's all that happened, and I told him about it, and it was done, you know?
It was done with your ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. And so but I don't know, I felt like that was the one time in my life where I feel like I didn't do the right thing, and it really like haunts me. Like when the other day, like I mean, this was the first time I smoked weed when I was 25, like a few years ago. I had like voices in my head that was telling me like it was like jump off of the building. It was telling me like jump off the balcony because you're gonna hurt like Sajivan, like you hurt Rajivan. Well, Rajivan is my ex and Sajivan is my fiance. So I was getting all these things that's like, oh, like you're just gonna end up hurting this person that you really love. So it's better to just kill yourself, you know. And I was like, oh my god. And I did take like 10 gummies. I did like a, yeah, because it's my first time doing it, and I thought like it was gonna hit me, but it was like, oh, it's not hitting me, and then I did like 10 of them. So ever since then, I don't touch it anymore because I'm
Good.
like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that then like it really brought out like the fact that the first relationship was not over in the sense of like I never forgave myself, you know.
You need to forgive yourself.
I know, but it's hard because it's like I just look at myself like, why did I do that? Like, why did I not just
Well, what did you do anyway? Exactly. That's so horrible.
well, like I was like I broke his trust. I was unfaithful, you know, like nothing happened more than a kiss. But at the same time, it was like it's still messed up, and I don't know why. Yeah.
But I'm a little confused. You kissed your ex while you were with your fiance?
No, no, not my fiance.
Okay.
Yeah,
With him,
yeah,
ex.
yeah.
Yeah, huh?
I know, but it's just I don't know. Like I hurt him so much from that, you know. Like I hurt him to the core. Like
You need, if you really believe that you did something wrong,
yeah.
you give yourself, because holding on to it is not helpful. And there's ways to do this. So the first thing you need to do is you need to try to really understand why you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Have a clear understanding of why you did that. Do you? Do you understand why?
I feel like I do, but at the same time, I feel like I'm just making excuses because of
No,
bad character.
not it. It's not bad character. This is something that you did that might have not been the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Your behavior was bad, not you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your behavior. But if you understood it, how would you understand it?
But doesn't like the theory of like consequentialism say like it's the end results that matter, right? So if your behavior is bad, doesn't that make you bad?
No. What is this? This is the therapy here. No. Not in therapy. Therapy, we try to understand the person as a whole.
Okay.
Okay. And things are not black or white. They're
Mm-hmm.
never black or white in the human experience. Actually, we think black or white as a distortion.
Mm-hmm.
If you think in terms of black or white, you're distorting reality. There's way too much gray. In reality, we're so complex as human beings. Nothing is that simple. So if you wanted to understand what you did, you could.
Mm-hmm.
You could really understand it as I understand it. And then from that understanding, you can have empathy for yourself. That's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have empathy for yourself or compassion so that you're able to forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If your best friend came to you and said, "Oh, you know what? I was you wanted to break up with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to break up with him, and I kissed my ex." What are you gonna tell her? Oh, you're such a bad person.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell your friend that?
No.
What are you gonna tell your friend?
I don't, yeah, but I'm biased, right? Like it's my friend. I don't want to tell her like that was like you don't have like what I want to tell her is what I want to tell myself, which is like that's pathetic. Like cheating is never the right answer.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, like realistically, like,
But realistically, did you really cheat? No.
but like I mean,
What?
wouldn't somebody argue that like oh you still kiss somebody that's not?
Yes, but the point is, you can understand in terms of you were unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been impulsive.
Yeah.
Impulsive is something that human beings s- struggle with.
Yeah.
You don't have a pattern of cheating. So it's not like you're a serial cheater. You have this pattern and you have all these unresolved issues and they're coming out and you're going to keep hurting people. This is not it. So it could have been, you were hurting. I don't know. We haven't talked about this enough.
Mm-hmm.
Have been hurting underneath emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been angry. I don't know. We haven't talked about this at all. But I could probably understand why it led to this impulsive behavior because you don't tend to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand it to a point where I'll say, yeah, I get it. That's empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I have done the same thing in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's empathy. And then you say, I forgive myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because holding on to it is not going to help you at all.
Yeah.
It's not going to with this relationship either.
Yeah, but you see how you said
Still?
it's not a pattern? Like you said, oh, is it a pattern? I'm
Yeah.
scared. Like, when I get really mad at my family, I'm like, oh, like, if you don't change, I'll probably end up cheating on you. Like, it sucks. Like, because you know why I'm saying that is because I'm scared. Like, I am scared that
Yeah.
I won't know how to get out.
It's because you haven't forgiven yourself. That's why.
Yeah.
You taken this experience and like you've identified with it.
Yeah.
No.
As a cheater,
You're
yeah.
not. Yeah, you're not a bad person. You're not a cheater. You stop it.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta go, Brenda.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should meet one more time and bring him.
Okay, perfect.
Do we have an appointment, or you want him to call you?
Yeah, I don't know if I have it, but yeah, they can call me. I'll schedule it out.
Okay, I'll tell him now. Okay,
Sorry?
I'll tell him to call you
Okay,
now.
perfect. Oh yeah, now it's like, well, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, Brenda,
Take
take
care.
care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay.